So did you know that pink kryptonite makes Superman homosexual?
Well, yes, of course I did, because pink is the woke color. Pink is the woke mind virus. Not the artist.
Is it?
Not the artist, the color pink.
Pink. I don't know. And like specifically, it's always Batman. It's never like another hero that he hooks up with. It's always Batman on the pink kryptonite. Like,
Well, yeah, because they're the two main men of DC. And you know, when you're manly men, you do the do. You just do. And also, come on, they're
all right.
they're classic grumpy sunshine pairing.
Yeah. This is a dark memory. I remember back in the Ruby fandom, people described Yin and Yang being Superman and Batman. I'm like, excuse me?
That's an insult to both Superman and Batman. Thank you very much.
I'm like, you have a lot of audacity.
First of all, Batman is okay with vigilante justice, Blake.
And second, does Yang give Superman? I know they paired her up with Superman and like the DC. I really hate that it's canon that they share a universe, but well.
I mean, you know, Jesus.
Just
I feel
think,
like
Ruby Animation shares universe with like the DCAU.
Girl, why? Stop reminding me. Oh my God. I mean, Jesus Christ. And those movies too are fucking hideous. Like I can't believe we ever thought Ruby looked good, because looking at just the shading on the models and their proportions and the way everything is shot, like it looks like vomit on my screen. It's fucking disgusting.
Ugh. Like, shout out to that Bratz reaction. Ew.
Ew. And also the fact that they tried to make fucking Weiss hook up with Batman. Like, get the fuck out of here.
That doesn't even go together. Like,
no.
Weiss.
And Batman's like, I think I want to stay on Remnant, Diana. I have powers on their world. And I'm like, when the fuck have you ever given a fuck about powers? You don't even have powers. You have literal bat wings, you stupid fuck.
I was like, wait a minute, what powers does he have here? Like,
I think he has like heat vision or something. And I'm like, you have goggles for that, sir.
the infrared? Like, girl, yeah,
what? You can just use goggles for that. You're a fucking billionaire, Bruce. By the way, have you paid your taxes, Bruce?
Bruce is like, let's not talk about that. My parents died when I was young, and they got shot right in front of me, and like,
okay, and like.
But you know what's crazy? Bruce would still say, guns don't kill people, people kill people, and I must beat those people to death to save Gotham.
Oh my God, well, certain versions of Batman would. DCAU Batman hates guns, and that's my Batman, so.
Shout out to DCAU Batman.
The only Batman.
Tell that to James Gunn.
I will.
He's like, listen, we're gonna have a new Batman every 3 to 5 years, okay?
Look, it's not my fault DC doesn't know what the fuck to do with its properties and has to reboot them every fucking half decade.
And now Netflix owns them, and it's a whole like,
Oh, I love monopolies.
And like, while we're on a superhero tangent, can I just say, because everyone's talking about Avengers Doomsday, I do not care. I don't care. Back in my day, because we used to be a proper country, back in my day, Avengers movies used to be about who? The Avengers. Why the fuck are you trying to have a 2-hour movie? Let's just be generous and say it's 2.5 hours, just to be generous. So you're telling me you have enough time to put the Avengers, all of the Fox X-Men, reboot and original. You want the Fantastic Four, you want the Guardians of the Galaxy, you want, and mind you, not just them, You want every single rejected, failed Fox movie ever. Elektra. You want Blade. You want OG Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. I mean, like, everything that failed in the 2000s and the 90s. You're like, well, that wasn't popular, and, like, I want it to be popular because we have the MCU now. So instead of, like, actually creating, like, a new version of the character in this universe, I'm just gonna resurrect this old movie character and put them in Avengers Doomsday for cheap fan service. And it's like, I thought this was an Avengers movie. Why the fuck do we care? Like, why do we care about Channing Tatum missing out on a job 10 years ago to be Gambit? Why do we care? He's a fucking millionaire. I don't care that he missed out on the role. I don't care. Why do we have to suffer through Channing Tatum being Gambit and having him be in the movie and he doesn't even know it? Just that front. We used to be a proper country. I
feel really blessed in the sense that I never cared. I've never been an MCU bitch, so your problem is your own, my friend.
You're like, I've always been cool. It's like, I don't give a fuck.
Like other
you want
nerds.
It's like, okay, not to give Kim Kardashian any credit, because fuck her. However.
And her awful new show.
You should be fired for not recognizing me and slapped across the face for wearing that nauseating perfume that makes you smell like a litter box. Black coffee, please.
Her awful but great new show. She ate this one thing, aside from her saying, get off your fucking ass at work, because that's funny. But her other thing that she said, when Courtney was like, I don't watch TV.
And it was really no idea they were doing that. It was really cute. I don't watch TV. Like, no one cares. You don't get an award because you watch less TV.
And Kim was like, who gives a fuck? You don't get an award because you watch less TV. Like, okay. He was like Courtney was like, I don't watch TV. And Kim was like, so? Who gives a fuck? Like, you don't watch TV. Like, you get an award. Can you get an award, Courtney, because you don't watch TV? Like,
Well, you know what, Max? Have you ever thought about how much happier we'd all be if your mother swallowed?
Yes! I think about that daily. It's called depression.
Oh my God.
What is Dochi call it? Anxiety.
Oh, Jesus.
Ugh.
I don't know how we got here.
And I think you were quoting Sarah Paulson.
I was, as I should. Wait, no, it was Sarah Paulson getting insulted.
Anywho, we can talk about all this for another day. But this is the Do the Wrong Thing podcast, a no lies detected inspired podcast. Our favorite podcast got canceled, so we continued it. How are you doing today, Thomas?
I'm doing good. The new year, I don't know what the fuck it is, but like, even though the world is falling apart in the new year, I'm having a good time. I'm actually writing. I'm feeling optimistic about things personally. I'm doing good. And I'm just going to savor that before everything falls apart.
That's good. I'm great. Thanks for asking. I start a new semester next week, hopefully my final semester, and I can walk across the stage and quote my favorite movie.
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing,
and say, I got my degree and I know every fucking thing now. My music group is going well. I'm getting some gigs and, playing shows, having a good time. YouTube is going well. I'm doing a lot of creative, great YouTube things. My social life is thriving. I had my first clubbing New Year's experience, which was so much fun. Gay people are so much fun to party with, but whoa, they get messy. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. and not you, Thomas, but you, the audience. Like, but like,
it's fine. We know I haven't.
Like, no, like, let me hush. But like you, like, I love, but also hate that gay people don't just say, "Hey, what's up, hello," and hug or handshake like anybody else. At gay clubs, it's like, "Hey," and then they start making out. It's like that's how they say hello and goodbye.
It's like the free love of hippies, but like with more rainbows and less drugs.
And I'm just
well,
like,
maybe not less drugs.
I was offered so many drugs though. Like I was just like, I was like, "Where's the party?" And as a joke, I was, "Ooh, it's kind of dead in here. Where's the party?" And then someone says, "Ooh, I like to party. Here you go." I was like, "Ooh, keep that to yourself, sir." Ooh, it was a white. You know, it's always a white man. Ugh, it's like keep that to yourself.
Always the white man.
Keep that to yourself. Ooh, they were like, ugh. I said, I do not want the booger sugar. Ugh. No.
Little did you know that the drugs are the party.
I did try poppers though. Really weird.
Oh fuck! How did that go?
So like, okay, when I get drunk, I become a troll. Cause that's the thing. I'm not a liar. I am a troll. I do like to troll people a lot. So when I get really drunk, I just say ridiculous things to people just to see how they react. Cause I enjoy that and that brings me pleasure. So these guys, there was these two guys hanging out with two girls, and they dropped their little vial of poppers, and they looked kind of panicked. And I'm like, "Are y'all really gonna snip those poppers off the floor? Is it that good?" And they looked at me and they were like, "Yeah, oh my god, you want to try some?" I'm like, "Well, not off the floor, honey, but like I'll take some out of your little thing." Like, sure, mind you, I've had like 10 drinks at this point. Like, I think I had 21 throughout the whole night, but at this point I had 10. So I was already pretty floated. So I was like, "Why not? Sure." And I sniffed, and mind you, for anybody who doesn't know poppers, I think it's just VCR cleaner. It's really not ridiculous. And but they say it's supposed to relax you, and a lot of people use it for adult extracurricular activities. What is Nico Aesthetics, and I think Nico Aesthetics calls it super happy adult fun time. But anywho, so I really don't sniff. I don't inhale. I just smell. And I feel like my head, is a balloon flying off my body. But I think that's because I'm drunk and I just smell VCR cleaner. I don't think it's because the poppers really do anything. Personally, I don't understand it. I don't get it. But everybody was like so supportive and so happy for me that I just was just like, "Oh my god, I love it. Oh my god, it's my first time." And like literally, if I went to someone's, "It's my first time doing poppers," and everybody was like, "Oh my god, like I'm so happy," and they hugged me and they were so happy for me, and I'm like, "Whoa, this is insane."
It's like you're a new religious convert, and we must welcome you and ensure that your first is magical.
Right.
It's like a baptism by drugs.
Shout out to my dark baptism.
That's actually dark baptism. That's kind of sick. That's actually kind of iconic.
Thank you. I stole it from the Sabrina the Teenage Witch reboot.
Of fucking course you did.
Anywho, let's get into some stories.
Let's make fun of people.
Let's make fun of people who have better lives than us, or worse lives.
Or worse, or who might not even be people, but might be AI creations.
Yeah, the last one, it was like...
It was ChatGPT coded.
It was a crazy story, but then the comments spoiled it, and it ended up being ChatGPT.
And it was like, god damn it, because the pacing was actually kind of interesting. There was good momentum, and it's like, what do you mean this cost like a whole rainforest?
I love how like each time we use AI, the entire rainforest is just gone.
I mean, bitch, do you know how much fucking water that thing uses to cool itself down?
I know, but it's like, how much rainforest do you know for a fact that it uses?
A lot. You know I'm bad with numbers. I don't like math.
I mean, you gotta give us the numbers.
No, I refuse.
Well, then we're not gonna take your environmental crisis seriously then.
Oh, well, okay. Y'all can die too. I don't care.
I mean, you know, where's Thanos when you need him?
Watch him only take the people who are trying to, like, fix it and leave all the bad people.
Okay.
Actually,
So-
maybe he'll take the good people somewhere else that isn't burning alive, and they'll party and do drugs.
Let's get down to business.
Why is that always the transition for you? Like,
No, my normal transition is the classic Nicki Minaj. Let's move on. But I'm switching it up tonight because it's a new year.
okay, all right, Hannah Mulan Montana.
Minaj.
Yes.
Okay, so am I the asshole for going to sit on my wife after she repeatedly joked about our mutual friend is her number 2 and now dreading New Year's Eve at their place? Whoa.
Jesus fucking Christ, what a title.
Am I the asshole for confronting my sister and refusing to help her and my mother purposely hid her having surgery from me? Am I the asshole for wanting my boyfriend to stop co-sleeping with our kids?
Okay.
And then, am I the asshole for taking my kids on a family-only Christmas trip after my mother-in-law banned me from Thanksgiving while posting photos of my husband and children without me?
Oh shit, Jesus. So these are all like family drama of some sort.
So pick your poison.
Oh girl, okay. Let's see. What was that second one again?
The one where the sister will stop talking to him because he hid the surgery from her.
Yeah, that one I'm curious about just because it mentions a surgery and I'm like, Jesus, we're hiding surgeries now? Why are we hiding surgeries?
Wouldn't you?
Not off the top of my head, no? Like,
What if it's an embarrassing surgery?
oh shit, see, I hadn't thought about that. I was like, what if it's a surgery to like not die?
I don't know. What if it's a surgery because you got bad Botox or like, you know, faulty blood injections or something?
I mean, I wouldn't get those things. Because I'm not like other gays.
You're like, I would only get good Botox, so it wouldn't happen to me.
Good Botox, which is no Botox. Excuse me, I'm perfect as I am.
You know what? How very 2016 of you. I love that.
Yeah. Even though that's the year everything started going wrong anyway. Okay. Am I the asshole for confronting my sister and refusing to help after her and my mother purposely hid her having a surgery from me? I am just so hurt and upset, so I might be reacting out of my emotions, and I am writing this post to get some outside perspective. For some background, I, female, 42, recently went through a traumatic, life-devastating event that brought me back to stay at my mother's with my son. My sister, 40, also lives with her daughter. The garage has been renovated to living space so everyone has their own rooms and we aren't cramped. I have tried to use the time here to get closer with my mom and sister, and I pretty much come to the conclusion that neither her nor my sister care to have a close relationship with me. They only really speak to me when they want something. Oh dear. My sister is a nasty, mean alcoholic. Oh shit. Oh fuck, we getting somewhere. Okay. My mother knows this, but acts in denial about it. My sister followed in my mother's footsteps when she was younger with dance and drill team and cheerleading and looks just like her, whereas I have always favored my father's side, so this makes her the golden child. For years, I was blamed for whatever vices my sister had. This is what also led to me going minimal contact with both of them. Now that we're all living together, I have been trying to help out around the house with cleaning and doing whatever I can to help keep the peace. This turned into me basically becoming the maid. There are other issues, and it's always been It's always my mother and my sister tag teaming against me. They purposely exclude me from family outings. I'll wake up to find the house empty and will call my son to see where he is and find out that they're going to eat or going to some event. I will come home to an empty house, and again, I have to call my son to see where he is and find out they're on the road taking a weekend trip or something along those lines. It's hurtful, and I've talked to them about it, and I get no response or a sorry you feel that way. Today is what finally broke me. Oh, girl, that was just preamble. Oh, my God. The day went as normal, and I got home and the house was empty, but that's not anything unusual. Around 2 hours later, I hear the front door, and in come my mom and sister, and my mother is in a wheelchair with her knee wrapped up. Confused, I ask what happened, and they proceed to tell me my mom was in surgery for a knee replacement. They never mentioned this to me at all. Not only that my sister started a family group text and purposely excluded me from it, where she was giving updates, including when my mom had some heart palpitations post-surgery, which she was fine, but it was still a little bit of a scare and required her to undergo more testing. I was obviously upset and asked why they didn't tell me, and they both blew me off and gave nonchalant responses. My aunts had sent me messages earlier asking why I wasn't responding, and I had no clue what they were talking about until that moment, so I asked them to please send me screenshots of the group chat. My sister has started it yesterday, and she basically had everyone on our mom's side included but me. She gave updates and details and made sure to let it be known that she was the only one there helping my mom. She didn't say how they purposefully didn't tell me, and that's why I wasn't there. As my mom is getting settled in, my sister turns around and in a nasty voice tells me that I am now responsible for all the laundry, dishes, sweeping, and basically all household chores and upkeep for the house. She starts listing all these things that I need to do, and then my mom starts to follow her hostile attitude and starts listing off what I'm going to have to do for her. I felt a knot growing in my stomach and I snapped. I confronted my sister on how awful she is to go out of her way to try and make me look bad, and I am sick of her putting me down to make herself look better. Then I told my mother, since she obviously didn't think I was important enough to inform me about her surgery, Then she obviously didn't think that I was important enough to her recovery, so there's no need for me to be there. I'm waiting for my son to get home from school, and I've already packed our bags, and we're going to stay at a hotel and enjoy some holiday activities. It hurts more than I want to admit. I try to have the attitude of they don't care about me, so I don't care about them, but it still hurts. The people who I have loved the most make it known to me that they love me the least. I want to be around people who want to be around me, and I don't feel liked or respected or wanted here. Am I the asshole? Oh, girl, not your Cinderella. Oh, Jesus.
Hello, literally, I was thinking like, Cinderella, do the dishes. Cinderella, more milk. Cinderella, like.
I thought of that one fuck-ass song that you know I hate, like clean the linen, sweep the floors.
Girl, not you bringing Ruby back into. Girl, we are so diseased. It's been so years.
We're sick to the core.
We just like.
We're sick just like this sister.
Okay. So, are they the asshole?
No. Because, like, girl, she already mentioned that she was, like, doing all of this shit around the house and, like, basically getting no thanks for it and being treated like shit. But then this happens, and they're like, here's all the things you're gonna do for this situation we didn't tell you about, and we're painting a picture that to everybody else that you don't give a fuck, so everybody hates you. And then she's like, okay, I'm not going to tolerate this. And then she took her kid and left. Like, I feel like she basically did everything that she was supposed to in that moment. She was like, okay, I'm clearly not respected, so I'm just going to remove myself from the situation. And I respect that. So, no.
Yeah, I'd say she's not the asshole. I think that she's done what she needs to do in terms of the immediate situation. But let's talk about aftercare, babes. Like, you you got the piercing, you know, you got the surgery, let's talk about aftercare. You remove the cancer, let's talk about how you take care of yourself after. So I think you need to go to therapy. I know everyone's like, oh, therapy, like everyone just discusses. Yes, I know, like maybe figure something out with your insurance. I don't know what your medical is looking like. I don't know what your money is looking like. But if you can afford to talk to somebody about it, I would, just so you can like deconstruct and mourn like the loss of your family and like what happened, you know, like your mom and your sister, those are really close relationships to you. And like you said, it's easy to say, you know, you don't care about people that don't care about you, but your emotions and your heart, they don't work like that. So you really have to like mourn that situation, and you really have to deconstruct it, and you really have to like figure out coping mechanisms about how to deal with that loss and about how to move on. And then, you know, from there, I would go on to, you know, if you have a found family, if you have friends, if you have other relatives that you connect to more. Is OP married? Does OP have a husband or a partner?
No, it doesn't sound like it, because it, from the vibe that I'm getting, hold on, I'm looking back, because she mentioned a traumatic life event, but that caused her to like live with her mom, but like she doesn't say, and there's no mention of a husband for either of the sisters.
So they're spinsters. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. If you have a partner, or if you ever get a partner, maybe you'll be close with your partner's family. I don't know. And then, you know, you have a son, you have a child. I mean, I know it takes more. I know it's gonna, the child's gonna need more than just you in their life, but I feel like you guys are a unit and you guys are a family. And I think that you guys could like really, take that opportunity to make some traditions and things for yourselves, and you know, maybe set the groundwork for your family to grow in the future.
Yeah, I feel like therapy would be a good option, but from the sounds of it, like the fact that they're staying at a hotel, like we don't know what their financial situation is, but I'm just like, I feel for her, because like if she had to stay at a place where she like felt this unwanted and this mistreated, it's like, girl, it must be bad. It must be rough. But like, good luck, girl. Good luck. I mean, from the sound of it, there was extended family that was confused why she wasn't involved in like group chats, or like why she didn't know about this stuff. So maybe some of them can help. I mean, like, I don't know. We also don't know if like the sister and the mom have been spreading lies about her to the rest of the family. So
I don't know, maybe get to the bottom of like, why do they hate her so much? Like, damn, like,
yeah, this is like, oh my god, especially like to do all like the random spur of the moment trips like without her, but with her kid. Like, y'all are gonna go out with her kid but not her. Like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Like, I wonder if there's something that OP isn't saying.
Oh, you mean like, did OP do something to like get themselves excluded?
Yeah, like sometimes people are like, woe is me, but then they don't tell like other people like why the people don't fuck with them. But I feel like it has to be something really wild for your own mom to not fuck with you. She mentioned that she looks like her dad. Maybe like the dad is dead, and like maybe her looking like the dad brings those bad memories. I don't know. I think oftentimes that's really triggering for women when people tell women that they look like their fathers, because it's like it comes down to like them thinking that they mean that they look masculine and that they're failing at their femininity.
Oh, yeah, I get that. I don't know. I guess maybe my thought is just sometimes moms suck. So
yeah, I mean, it could be that too, you know.
I don't know. Whatever the case, like with the information we have, OP is not the asshole, and I hope things improve for them.
Yeah. What's the next story? Looking at my list. So, am I the asshole for going distant on my wife after she repeatedly joked our mutual friend is her number two, and now dreading New Year's Eve at their place? We have, am I the asshole for wanting my boyfriend to stop co-sleeping with his children? Am I the asshole for being furious that my husband gave away my sake and wine after I repeatedly told him not to. Would I be the asshole? No, I think we read that one already. Am I the jerk for refusing to move in early because my girlfriend wants me to immediately pay half her rent?
Oh. I'm kind of curious about that one, just because they all sounded like kind of more low stakes, and then money showed up.
You're like, child, I gotta pick the last one.
Where's the drama?
Alrighty, let me get my Dr. Seuss Mother Goose glasses on.
Not Mother Goose glasses.
Yes. So my girlfriend and I have been dating a little over a year, and a few months ago we started... Ooh, did I send it to you right? Did I send it to you?
No, you did. I'm reading.
Okay. So my girlfriend and I have been dating a little over a year, and a few months ago we started talking about eventually moving in together. The plan was super clear from the start. After my current lease ends in August, I'd move into her place and we split everything 50-50. Cool, makes sense. I started putting money aside just to have a cushion of deposits, furniture, and all that boring adult stuff. But last month, she suddenly calls me in this weird, stressing tone, saying she can't wait until August and she wants me to move in basically now, as in next week. My first thought was maybe something happened at her apartment or job, so I drove over there to talk. Turns out there's nothing dramatically going on except that her roommate gave her a 30-day notice and already moved out. And instead of finding someone new, my girlfriend decided that I should take over the room immediately and cover half the rent, utilities, internet right away. My lease, ? She said I should just break it because it's only a few $100s and that it's not a big deal for two adults building a future. For context, breaking my lease is not a few $100s, it's like $1,800 plus losing my deposit. Also, my building is notorious for blacklisting tenants who leave early, which I told her many times. When I explained all of this, she got upset and said I was being too rigid and not stepping up, and then she said something that honestly shocked me. She said splitting things 50-50 is not fair when both people are is only fair when both people are financially equal. And since I make slightly more than she does, she thought it was implied that I would naturally pick up more. That this was never a part of the deal. And then she showed me a spreadsheet she made us with columns for my expected contributions, including repairs her old roommate usually handled, and even a chunk of her credit card bills, because a household is a team. I literally laughed because I thought she was joking, but she wasn't. She got teary and said she feels abandoned and that she can't believe I don't want to start a life right now.
The abandoned thing. We're abandoning her on the porch, and we're turning the corner. We're driving away. We're gonna go have a weekend. We're gonna smell like coconut.
I told her I do, but not burning my savings to solve a problem she had a month to prepare for. She said I'm humiliating her, making her look like she can't manage her own home. Now her sister's messaging me saying I'm breaking her heart and that this is what adults do when they're committed. My friends think that this is a giant red flag and that she's trying to plug a financial hole in me. I still love her a lot, but am I being pushed into a role I never agreed to? Am I a jerk?
Oh my God. Oh, honey, you're not the jerk. You're her ATM. Like, girl, holy fuck. Okay, the fact that normally I would agree with the whole, like, if someone makes more money, then like the spending should be like proportional. But like, he said he makes slightly more than she does, and she's like thinking it's implied. So like, she never actually like said this to you. She just expected that's how you'd go with it. For me, like, the implications, and she made a whole fucking spreadsheet that she didn't include you on. Girl, this is a red flag. This is a fucking red flag. You need to run, bitch. You need to fucking run for your life. Oh, this is hideous behavior. This is hideous.
On one hand, this is what I would ask you. If I was friends with him, I would say, do you love her? If the answer was yes, I said, okay. Do you want to have a future with her? Is she your person? Is she who you want to build with? Because if that's the question, if the answers to those questions are yes, then I would just say, child, figure it out. I mean, you're gonna move in next month, like, now if it was me, I would say, fuck this shit, I'm out. But that's because I'm a little bit of a commitment phobe, and I just feel like I wouldn't want all of that. But if that's where y'all are moving to, But see, this is what I think the deeper problem is. I think the deeper problem is gender roles in society and the expectations of men. Going back to what we were talking about last episode. Because of patriarchy, I think this is what a lot of people don't want to talk about when it comes to patriarchy. Obviously, patriarchy is most beneficial to men and it is most detrimental to women. But patriarchy also harms men, and I feel like one of the ways it harms men is the expectation that men will just do everything, pay everything, and men are supposed to be the providers. That's just that expectation. And I think that she thought he would just go along with it because of that patriarchal expectation. But
absolutely. That's kind of the implicit, as she said, implicit vibe. Good Lord. I'm having struggles forming words right now, but I basically agree with your point where it's I get that that's the expectation, but it's it's a partnership and y'all have to come to an agreement and communicate in order to make it work. But she's not communicating with you. She's just kind of expecting that you're going to roll with this. And I think for me, it's if you do love her, I guess you can make it work. But I think my question would be more are you willing to deal with this sort of lack of communication and expectation forever in this partnership? Because I doubt this will change. This will probably just be how she is with everything for the rest of your relationship. And I know if it was me, I would be I don't want someone who's just gonna make these assumptions and then not talk to me and then be an asshole about it. That's not someone I want to walk through life with. Exactly.
And but see, that's the thing, that on one hand, we as gay people or queer people that are outside of the matrix that is heteronormativity, we're this is insane. But to people in that matrix, that is especially women, that is a normal expectation. And that's often why a lot of girls and women get men and get married, because they have the expectation that a man is going to come and save them with the bills and this and that. Not necessarily while they do nothing, but it's just more expected that men will take on a lot of those roles, even though that's not really reality. Most people cannot, in America, I'm speaking to Americans, most Americans cannot survive on a one-person household. So most of the time, women have to work any goddamn way. But a lot of times, women still resent, because of patriarchy and internalized misogyny, women still have that resentment and that expectation that a man is supposed to be doing more. I know a lot of situations where a man and a woman are doing 50-50, and the woman is internally but he should be doing more, but he should be making more. I know, especially and I don't know what white people talk about. I'm in black spaces on the internet, so I'm talking about gender wars in terms of a black space. But I know a lot of the divine femininity people and women like that. A lot of women are going 50-50 with a man is for the birds. A lot of women feel going 50-50 with a man is ridiculous. I'm a woman, I'm not doing 50-50 with a man. Those are real conversations that people are having.
You really don't have time to be online if you're going 50-50, because you got to come up with your half. So you shouldn't even log in. Get online and bash women that get spoiled by their men. If you want to date a loser, just be with a loser and be okay with it. When I was dating losers, people had something to say. Well, you picked them. That's your fault. When I stopped dating losers, they said, oh, you think you better than everybody? You think you better than us? I never said that. I just stopped dating losers. And I stopped hanging out with haters and jealous girls and negative girls.
As a woman, you're still basically wanting to go 50-50. Why is that? I think part of that is because it's ingrained in us to not need someone. It's also ingrained in us to be independent. It's ingrained in us to be self-sufficient on every level, and to always prove a point of I'm not trying to use you. So I'm always trying to show up too, but that's because we're constantly told if somebody's constantly giving to us, you gonna come across, you a gold digger. You asking to pay for dinner right now, she a gold digger, she ain't about to use even my money, it's dinner. It's $55.
50-50 is not about the money. It's more so like the man is the provider as far as the mortgage, the big bills, and I might buy all the groceries. I am in TJ Maxx, you know what I'm saying? Making this house look like a home. That's my 50% that I bring, because as a man, you can't really bring what I bring. You can't make this house a home like I can. We out of deodorant and toothpaste messing around with you. I got everything else covered. You covered the big things, and I'll be up under that umbrella.
Ask any man if he met his dream woman. I'm talking, she looked like everything he wanted. She acted like everything he wanted. She was everything he wanted in a woman. Ask him would he fully provide and take care of that woman. He will say
no. You know why? Because the woman of my dreams is a grown woman, and that is a very dumb question. Here's why. Because if I were to ask Siri here a flipped variation of the same exact question, say, what if your dream man wanted to go 50-50? You know what she would say? She would say, then it's not my dream man. So it's the same exact logic. If this woman wanted me to raise her like a child, she wouldn't be my dream woman, right? Doesn't that just make sense? I feel like any man who answers yes to this question does not see women as people. Hot take, I know, but really think about it. If you're going 100-0 or even like 80-20 with somebody, do you really see them as an equal to you? And if you're living with someone and you're paying all the rent, don't you claim them as a dependent? And you tell me you're gonna claim someone as a dependent and still somehow see them as equal to you? Like, it just, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up.
And I think it's just about having a reckoning with like gender roles and like who is doing what. Like, I think Gabrielle Union, I know you don't know who Gabrielle Union is because you're white, but Gabrielle Union is a very Gabrielle Union is a very famous and beautiful actress, and she's married to Dwayne Wade, who is a very famous and beautiful basketball player. And they talk a lot about going 50-50.
It's weird to say I'm head of household, because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, bitch. You better work. Bitch, you better work. You gonna sleep in? Somebody might not eat. Come on, you gotta work. And it's hard. It's hard to let that go.
I famously said 50-50 or bust, right? And I meant that financially, spiritually, emotionally. And there's just a lot of days that I have 10% and I need him to be 90. There's days I don't have shit and I need him to be 100. It's a trauma response. And 50-50 is, I'm not going to be vulnerable enough to trust you with 100% of anything, not my heart, not my cash. And when I started to really address that, and I was like, do you want to pay whole mortgage? I thought I was about to die. I had such anxiety, like I was crying, I was shaking. And he was like, you insisted on that. He's like, I thought it made you feel better. I'm like, it did, and right now I want to take it back. Now it sounds crazy to be like, you, Mr. NBA superstar who made a bazillion more amount of money than I do, can pay the mortgage, because I hate the feeling of releasing that to someone. And you release that to someone, chaos can happen. And it's brought us closer because he knows it's not about whether he can afford it. It's being vulnerable enough to be open enough to know that I'm okay. I'm okay as his wife. He's okay as my husband. I'm okay in this family. I'm okay in this home. I deserve it. And so I'm trying to expand my heart, expand all of the notions of what vulnerability can look like.
So my wife came out and talked about how we split things 50-50 in our home.
Yeah.
And so it became a big conversation about, men and women, who splits 50-50, who pays the bills and all these things. And then she recently came out and she said that she's in her soft era now, that she don't She don't want to do 50-50 anymore. And I'm the kind of person, Jenna, that when my wife came to me and, we had a conversation about not everything 50-50, but, buying our house together, doing certain things for our family together in a 50-50 situation, I was like, sure, baby.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do. And if she come to me and she say, I don't want to do it, I'm like, sure, baby. If that's what you want to do. Now, the house may be a little smaller.
Yeah.
If we just going off my salary.
Yeah.
And a lot of black women were very anti her for doing this and feeling like she's a fool for doing this. But she was like, I have to. But see, Gabrielle Union came from a space of like, I have to make my own money because at the end of the day, I'm not going to let him bankroll my life because, yeah, it's comfortable to let him buy the house and buy the cars and buy the jewelry and buy the watches. But when mad day comes and it's time for y'all to break this shit up, it's going to be, I bought this, I bought this, I bought that, I did this, I did that. You don't have anything. I did this, I did that. And she's like, I'm not going to have any man be able to throw me out on my ass because he makes all the money, he bought everything. And it's like people have to deconstruct patriarchy for themselves. And I feel like because we're never gonna I feel like that's part of the reason why we're never gonna truly destroy patriarchy, because even though it hurts all of us, everybody feels like it benefits them too much. Obviously, men aren't gonna want to get rid of it because they benefit the most from it. But a lot of women are not going to want to get rid of it either, because that idea of him making the money, him taking on all this financial burden, whether that's reality or not, because like I said earlier, a lot of women have to work anyway, but whether this is the reality or not, because of that fantasy of patriarchy, they get to secretly be mad and secretly be like, but he's supposed to make more money, or that's a justification. A lot of times that's a justification for women cheating or leaving. He's not making enough money and I have to go 50-50 and this and that. So a lot of times what cishet people do is they'll just pick and prod and decide what parts of patriarchy that they want to keep and what parts of patriarchy that they want to throw away. A lot of people and women, and might sound controversial, but a lot of people and women feel like, I want to throw away the parts of patriarchy that are anti-women because I want to be a girl boss and I want to work, but then I also want to keep the parts of patriarchy that say that all of this falls on a man's shoulders, and that men can't be emotional or expressive or cry, or we want to keep all of like the oppressive parts to men or the homophobic parts, and we'll keep that, but then we'll throw out the parts that affect me the most.
So Gabrielle Union a couple of weeks ago, she had spoke about how she and Dwayne go 50-50. Like, that's important to her. She feels like, he does this, she does that, and that's how they do it. Yeah. And Dwayne came back out because Gabby actually received some flack about that. And Dwayne comes back and he speaks to it as well. And here's my thing. I grew up in a home, you and Dad, y'all been together for over 30 years. Y'all
35
I remember when y'all both was doing the factory shift together.
That's right.
Y'all have always done everything 50-50. And look, I know her man is rich and this and that, and they've been through a lot and bringing up all their past. And my opinion about that is, like, at the end of the day, if you marry somebody, aren't you guys supposed to be a partnership? And here we are in a generation where everybody's like, no gender rules. But as soon as it gets down to paying something, it's like, he better pay for that. Like, why?
So, I don't know. I just feel like in terms of this situation, if they're going to stay together, I don't know, they might break up. I don't give a fuck. But if they stay together, they're going to have to decide which parts of patriarchy that they want to keep and which parts that they don't.
Ooh, and that's the tea. It's so wild to me that, like, just that people think this way, but it also makes sense because we're all raised in this. It's ingrained in all of us. And, like, I guess it's just kind of illuminating to me why it's so alien to me, because I've never thought in these gendered ways, just because, like, non-binary brain. Mm-hmm. God, I think what you said, like, even if it's not the reality, they like the fantasy too much and they hold on to it. I think that rings true for, like, so many different issues in regards to why people hold on to, like, kind of conservative ideas of how society should be arranged. Like, even if it makes them miserable, even if it doesn't make logistical sense, even if it actually doesn't benefit them, people don't care because they're drunk on the vibes and the fantasy of it. Like, I'm just like, how do you de-brainwash people from that? Like, how do you get them out of that? Can you even? Like, that's fucking depressing.
And honestly, heavy on the fantasy part, because in black spaces, I feel like it's even more ridiculous because black women have always had to work. Black women have always, obviously, going back to slavery, we're all working. And then post-slavery, yeah, men worked and shit, and it was expected for men to work, but like, black people got paid not even half as much, a quarter as much as the white people got paid. So obviously, what they was making wasn't enough for the homes. So guess who had to also work? Women. Women had to get it out the mud and figure out how to work and provide for their families like every fucking body else. So 150 years later, when it's like, oh, but I would never go 50-50 with a man, and I'm resting in my divine femininity, and all of this bullshit. It's like, that's never been the fantasy. That's never been the reality, babes. And I feel like you hold on to the fantasy because you feel like that should be the reality, because that's the reality for white women, which is a whole other conversation. But it's just like, y'all really living in a cage for real. And I feel like people really need to, couples, they need to decide what works for them and then say, fuck what everybody else thinks.
For real, like, it's so alarming how many people are just like okay with living in their cages, and they get very, like, forgive the pun, cagey at the thought of someone freeing them from it. Like, this is so bleak. I think specifically that other point you brought up, like, they don't, like, you shouldn't want a man to like bankroll your whole life because one day he could just turn it all against you. My brain goes to like the trad wife like movement basically, and how many of them like let their husbands like make all the money, control everything, own all the assets, and then one day he like leaves you because he wants another woman, or he just fucking hates you and doesn't want you around anymore. And you're just screwed. You don't have a job, you don't have work history, you don't have a bank account, you don't have anything to like fall back on. Like that's fucking dangerous to do, especially like if you have kids and he's not gonna look after them. Like you gotta think about like you gotta think about your own fucking survival. Like, God forbid it should come to that, but it does. That's the reality for a lot of people.
And not only that, I really, really just want I really want people to understand, especially my men, especially men. I think, I know we hate talking about male loneliness because, like, male loneliness isn't, but whatever. But, like, a lot of the reasons why these men are feeling the way they're feeling is because society, like, yes, we do need to have a conversation about how society tells women that their only worth to the world is how many kids they can shit out or what they can do for a man and this and that. Like, that is definitely a conversation we should never ever stop having. I also think we should also have a conversation with young men of like, what you offer to a family and what you offer to a romantic relationship is more than just your money.
I've hugged little boys in prison. You know what I'm saying? I've been in little boys' funerals. I've been in little boys' hospital beds. I've seen the way these systems have such disregard for them. And it would be so frustrating because niggas would just like respond to them with like, I hate to bring up the cliche, but the niggas would give them man up energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And by niggas in this case, I mean black men.
Yeah, no, I see them in my comments telling me like, we just need to be honest about our badass kids and stuff.
Yeah, it's like, no, the niggas need hugs.
Right.
The niggas don't need you to like, there's just so much of that. And I would get really frustrated with feeling like people really are struggling to conceptualize boys as vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's not just we need to build up men. It's not just we need strong black men, whatever. I need y'all to conceptualize boys and men particularly, but boys specifically, as vulnerable to all these things that is producing the weak man, producing the dysfunction, producing the misogyny, etc. And it's like, if we could just come to this point and meet them here and heal and work on them here, we'd have less of that there down the line. But, everybody fears a weak black man.
Yeah.
Like, that's like everybody's, I fear that. I have 2 boys and I fear that. I fear raising 2 weak black men. I do fear that. But I respond to that fear with a holistic approach to their humanity, because I think being weak is usually when you only have certain parts of you are strong. And for black men, that's, aggression and lust and anger and shit. And like, not all these other things that are way more important.
we tell men since birth that, girl, all you bring to the table is money. And if you don't bring money to the table, then you're worthless and you're not a real man. And you don't deserve, respect or loyalty or love. And that's to me, that's fucked up. That's a fucked up way to think. And if that's really that's why a lot of these men just be walking around crazy or crashing out, or they focus on money as such a means to control, because they're told from a young age that money is their only path to power and respect in relationships. And man, what the fuck is that? The fuck is that, bro?
That's not surprising though, because that's kind of all capitalism is, really. It's using capital and money to control resources in order to dictate people through the unit of a family. It's all about that hierarchy of domination. It's not actually about affection or love or community. So I'm not really surprised that we ingrain that in men, because we kind of expect them to just be little foot soldiers for capitalism, basically.
Yeah, and it's and that's why you have so many men. Going back to our very first episode, I keep bringing up this first episode so much because it was so good. We just had so many good stories.
Because we're prophetic. That's why
we're prophetic. And remember this. I'm gonna figure out a way to bring up the story every time we film. But again, the brother-in-law with the husband with the wife who's postpartum, and he's cooking and cleaning and doing all these things. Again, shocking because men aren't supposed to do that. And it's but because we are taught all men are supposed to do is pay the bills and then come home and put their feet up. It's but that's not the only contribution you should be giving. You should be giving your wife and your children your attention. One of my favorite things to do on my lunch break is when I get on my lunch break, at an hour lunch break, I go on YouTube and I watch Divorce Court.
Yeah, no.
Simply though,
that's violence. Let me tell you, that's psychic violence. To live in a household where somebody's drilling on who you are like that is violent.
But I'd have to do it like that.
No.
If I can.
No, Mr. Berger.
Yeah.
You don't have to scream it in order for it to be violence. You're an idiot. You're a moron. You're a dummy. You don't get anything. You can't back me up. You can't get it right. You're flighty and you're silly and you do stupid things. That's violence to her. It's a violence to her self-esteem. It's a violence to her person. It makes her feel like she's less than by the one person in the world whose opinion matters most to her, and he thinks she's a moron.
Because I love Divorce Court, I find it entertaining. And most of the problems that these couples have is he does work, he does make money, but when he come home, he doesn't spend any quality time with us. He just plays his video game and he just does this and he just does, he doesn't spend any time with us. He's not involved, whatever. And the man is like, well, I work all day, I work, for 62 hours a week, and I just want to come home and have a beer and put my feet up. I'm tired, dude, I'm tired. And the judge always has to tell them, yeah, you tired, but life don't stop because you get home. You got kids that need you to be with them. You got a wife that needs you to have, you still have to show up when you get home, because she's there all day if she doesn't work. She's there all day with the kids. It has to be on all day. Or if she works as well, that means she's out in the world working and then got to come home and still be on and take care of the kids too. So do you. So are you.
Right.
So,
and even if she doesn't have a job and she's taking care of the kids, that's still work. Mm-hmm. That's just work that our society doesn't give a shit about, so we don't compensate women for it. I mean, ultimately it does come back to the problem of capitalism and how it all works us all to the fucking bone so that we all fucking hate each other and have no energy to revolt. But everyone is suffering under the system, my guy. That doesn't give you a pass to be cruel and inhumane and not give a fuck about your family. Your kids are their own people, and it would be nice if you had relationships with them, if you gave a fuck about them. How many good lord, I'm thinking about all the running gags with different families where it's oh, the dad doesn't even know the kids' birthdays. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You don't know little Timmy's birthday? You don't know that little Timmy is a Pisces with an Aquarius moon?
You don't even know that little Timmy's name is Timmy.
And you don't even know that little Timmy's gay, but that's a talk for another time.
Like what is little Timmy's gender identity? What is little Timmy's pronouns?
The pronouns, the father would be like, his pronouns are go away.
Like, the mom that says his pronouns are conversion therapy. Like,
oh my God, no.
And then the older brother is like his pronouns are concentration camp. Like,
this got so dark so fast.
The only way to cope with living in a fascist regime is to joke about it.
In this case, my pronouns are oh and no.
My pronouns are what the and fuck.
Oh my God. Oh Lord. So anyway, men step up. Also,
Whoa!
Oh my God, we got so far from the original story. Don't move in with your girlfriend. Break up. Just in the words of Michelle Moore, break up.
Yeah, just break up. I don't know if you really feel, but see, that's the thing though. That's another thing that I don't know. Like, I personally feel like if your first instinct is like, oh, she's a gold digger, like she want my money, you already kind of low key focused on the wrong thing, and just break up because y'all not in love like that. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, I think for me, it's less the money thing. Like, I think the ATM line I just found funny, but like, I think for me, it's just the lack of communication and the assumptions that are what bother me the most. I'm like, that's not. I don't like that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, we're moving on. For y'all who know that where that show is from. Anywho, what is the next one? Am I the asshole for banning my sister's boyfriend from the house and closing the door in his face? Would I be the asshole if I press charges on a woman who called the cops on me for kidnapping my own kids? But yeah, there's that one. Am I the asshole for allowing my niece and nephew to find out how their father treated their mother?
Oh my God.
Am I the asshole for not floating a coworker money?
I'm kind of curious about the kidnapping of your own children.
Alrighty. It's coming your way.
Because we're kidnapping our own kids, Jesus.
I mean, I said that yesterday. A lot of the Amber Alerts are just parents that have their children that aren't supposed to have their children.
Yeah, why are we so full circle like that?
We live in prophecies, okay? Like, Phoebe Halliwell has nothing on us.
Yes, Taylor Swift, when she wrote the prophecy for the anthology, was actually plagiarizing us. Okay. Would I be the asshole if I pressed charges on a woman who called the cops claiming I kidnapped my own kids? Took my kids to one of those fast food places with a play area the other day, just trying to let them burn off some energy. There were a few other moms there with their kids, and they kept making comments about how I must have my hands full. I have 4 kids, so yeah, I get that a lot, but whatever. These women started talking loud enough for me to hear, making comments about my kids specifically. Then one of them walks up to my youngest and starts asking her questions, asking how old her big sister is while pointing at me. I was confused at first until I realized she thought I was one of the kids' siblings and not their mom. She started arguing with my toddler about it, which is insane. I told her to stop talking to my daughter and she went off. Started saying having kids is disgusting and my parents should be ashamed of me. That I shouldn't have brought all these children out because they outnumber me. The fuck? Okay, wow, all right. Yeah, what the fuck? Like, for the record, I do not look that young. I look my age. My oldest even yelled out that I'm so old, I make Google look young. Oh! Ooh! That kid is going places. Okay.
She got some crazy ass kids. All right, like, dang.
Jesus.
That's some slugs.
Oh my God. Thanks for that one, kid. Oh my God. One of the other women asked how old I was, and I just laughed and said, older than you. The first woman didn't like that and kept calling me a liar. I tried to just pack up and leave, but she stood behind my car and called the cops. What the fuck?
What do they want? Your ID?
She told them that I was a minor with a stolen vehicle trying to kidnap children from the play area. Oh, so she's lying on us now. Okay, bitch. Oh my God. When the officer showed up, he actually recognized me because we went to the same high school. He told the women that I was definitely older than all of them, and now they have charges pending for filing a false report. The staff also gave up the footage of her yelling at my toddler, so there is a possible harassment charge too. Would I be the asshole if I went through with pressing charges? No, bitch. They started it. Fucking get them. Fucking get them. Oh my God. Like, these people just randomly walk up to you and start a problem over fucking nothing? Over because they think you might have, like, had the kids yell. What the fuck even is this? What?
I mean, do you have to press charges? No, but at the same time, I think it's 2026. I think it's time we need to introduce people to fucking around and finding out.
Amen. Because what the fuck? Like, she not only, like, physically, like, got in your face over fucking nothing and harassed your kids, but she literally got in front of your vehicle and prevented you from leaving, and then had the gall to lie to the cops? Like, no. That should not be tolerated. Fuck this bitch. She must pay.
Like, whatever happened to minding your own business? Like, whatever happened to, like,
No, literally. This all could have been avoided if that bitch just kept her damn mouth shut. Or even, like, if you're curious about her being a young mom, just ask and don't be judgmental about it. And when you're told, believe the person, you fucking psycho.
Like, and I just know this happened at a Chick-fil-A.
Oh, wait, do Chick-fil-A's have play areas?
They do have play areas. And, like, the two places
do they give the children tiny Bibles?
No.
Oh.
Actually, the one that's by my house, a lot of gay people work there, which I find really interesting.
Get that bag or whatever. I don't know.
they're like, have a blessed day, slay. I'm like, okay, slay.
Do they at least pay more than other places around them?
I think everyone starts at like 14 or 15.
A girl in Texas? That's why. Because I know that for y'all, the minimum wage can't be any higher than the fucking federal wage, which is like $7 an hour. I don't know. Yeah. Like, y'all live in Texas. They basically tell working people to die.
I don't know, friend. I work at my job and that's it. Like, what was I thinking? Yeah, I think people should just mind their business. I feel like, especially with, like, everyone has a phone in their hand. I don't know if this was filmed, but I just feel like I see a lot of confrontations of moms like this, and it's just like everyone has a little fucking camera in their hand and just want to have their little stupid ass viral moment. And like this Karen, I don't know. I feel like we left. I feel like we should have really left the phenomenon of Karens back in 2020. Like, I remember in 2020 there were a lot of Karens that were going on, whether they would be racist Karens or like the mask Karens, and I feel like so many of them went viral that I feel like white women should have learned, because I know these have to be white. I know these are white women. I know in my bones that these are white women.
I could sense the lack of melanin and sense.
Like, and I just feel like y'all didn't learn in 2020 to mind y'all's business. Really?
No.
Kim,
take him to court, bitch.
Call the police, Kim. Call the police.
And we don't even like the police.
But apparently the police liked her because he knew her from high school.
No, literally. I was like, oh my God, is this like also a fan fiction? And are they about to like start dating and like get married and fall in love?
Why is that a Hallmark movie plot?
No, that's literally a Hallmark movie. That's like a Lifetime original movie right there. I can't wait for some Lifetime executive to steal it from us.
As long as we get paid.
Girl, you know we won't.
Then they can't have it.
Do you think they care?
Don't care when I sue them.
Can we? Do we have the resources?
Yeah, we do. You're a famous authoress and YouTuber.
Am I? I thought I was like D-list at best.
I feel like you're C-list, maybe B-list at best.
I definitely not B-list. Definitely not fucking B-list.
I feel like when you got like 90K, like that's like C-list, B-list.
Girl, whatever. We're not litigating this.
Am I the asshole for not floating my coworker money? Am I the asshole if I told my stepdaughter she's not welcome? Am I the jerk for not wanting my cousin in my home when I'm not there? And then am I the asshole for telling my dad's side of the family I want no contact with them?
Oh, okay. What did dad's side of the family do?
We're about to find out. Oh, this is an epic. This is a saga. Why did you pick this?
Girl, for the record, I didn't know, but it called to me.
You know what, bitch? Then you read it.
Yay! Okay.
Here you go. You get to read 2 in a row then.
We're approaching our time, so this will probably end up being the last one of the episode, but whatever.
Yeah. No, this is probably a 30-minute one anyway, so yeah, we'll end on this one.
Okay. You're welcome. Am I the asshole for telling my dad's side of the family why I want no contact with him?
There is an update in text form also.
Okay. They were like, here, have more. Throw away because I don't want this on my main. I guess it's on a throwaway account. Bitch, I don't care about your accounts. Anyway. I, 23, female, have been no contact with my dad since I was 18, along with my 2 brothers, 22 male, 26 male. My mom died when I was 6, and until I was 8, it was just my dad, me, and my 2 brothers. Then, when I was 8, my dad married my stepmom, let's call her B, I assume for bitch. I'm sorry, I had to. B had 2 kids of her own, a girl a year older than me, and a boy 3 years older than me. My dad quickly moved us all in together, and they decided that the sleeping arrangements would be that B's 2 kids would have their own room each, and me and my 2 brothers had to share. Oh, fuck that shit. What do you mean 3 of you are sharing? Like, what? That's insane. Okay. This kind of set up the entire precedent for our new lives. From little things like B telling me and my brothers off if we didn't let her 2 kids choose what was on TV, to bigger things, like 2 kids anyway. Like the presents we got at Christmas and birthdays. On Christmas, B's kids always had huge piles of gifts, the newest gaming stations and TVs, etc. And my brothers and I would each get little piles of tat, basically. Tat? What the fuck is tat?
Like what? Like tattered clothes?
Like tat for tat? Like... Okay, I'm gonna assume she meant trash. Okay. The 3 of our combined presents every year equaled 1 of their present piles, if that. I remember about a year into living together, B insisted that her kids call my dad Dad, but my brothers and I were never allowed to call her Mom. What the fuck is this? Not that we even wanted to, but she made it a point to tell us that she was just B to us. Oh, what a... B indeed. B indeed. My dad went along with her obvious favoritism and even began acting like it himself not long after living together. Damn. Okay, he was down bad. B's daughter and I went... Oh, wait, what? What'd you say?
I just said, wow, it reminded me of that really bad Taylor song.
We're not unpacking that. Okay. Where was I? B's daughter and I went to the same school and were in the same netball team. And one time when I was 14, we had a netball tournament trip to Paris, and we'd also spend 2 days at Disneyland. I was so excited for this, but then reality sank in when my dad and B sat us down and told us that they only had money for one of us to go. And of course, they chose B's daughter. They said it was because she was older and would be leaving school next year. But this was a one-time trip that would never be repeated, and both of us were players on the A team. Also, my dad worked a good job and B had money of her own from her first marriage, so they could have afforded to let both of us go. They just didn't want to. B had been physically punishing my older brother since about a year into us all living together, and when I was about 10, she started doing the same to me. Then my dad decided to start doing the same to us, because we were, quote, naughty kids who needed to learn respect. I remember one time he slapped me so hard that I had a bruised handprint on my thigh for about a week. I remember it so vividly because in the changing rooms for PE or netball practice, I was always terrified that someone would see it. Oh my God. B's children were never punished at all, not verbally, not physically. Not even a "that's wrong, don't do that," despite them being downright horrible children who tormented my brothers and I. B used to punish me and my brothers anytime we did anything that she deemed unacceptable, even if her children were doing the same thing alongside us. Her favorite method of punishment was cold showers, where she would stand there and watch us while we were naked and under the cold water. To make sure we didn't to make sure we didn't avoid standing under it or switch it to warm water. This went on until I was 16.
What in the Jeanette McCurdy? What in the I'm glad my mom died? Like, what the?
No, literally. And it gets worse and she goes, and my dad knew about it and even encouraged it. Oh, I know you mentioned the problems with CPS, but I feel a need to call them right now.
Nah, baby, call the police because these parents need to be in jail.
Oh my God. If he ever caught us doing anything he didn't like, after either screaming at or slapping us, he would call her and tell her it was cold shower time. That's when B's son and daughter turned 17. My dad paid for driving lessons and eventually bought a car for both of them. And when my brothers and I were 17, he outright refused to. When B's son, who's the same age as my eldest brother, went to uni, B and my dad paid for a one-bed flat for him so he wouldn't have to stay in student housing. My brother, of course, had to take out a student loan and work a part-time job to even attend uni. And obviously he had to stay in student housing with roommates. When my brother was 21 and finishing uni, he was renting his own flat and was lucky enough to go straight into a full-time job. So he offered me and my brother, 18 and 17 at the time, to move in with him. We had all been sharing one bedroom practically our entire childhood and teenage lives anyway, so him only having a bedroom didn't really matter to us. We were just ecstatic to get the fuck away from our dad, B, and B's children. All three of us cut contact with our dad, B, and B's kids that day. Cut to last weekend. Our grandparents on our dad's side have known for years that none of us speak to our dad, but they don't know why. They invited us to one of our cousins' birthday parties at their house, and after ensuring us that our dad and B would not be there, we decided to go. As you can probably guess, they were there. I didn't know if this was my grandparents' way of trying to bring us back together because they didn't know about my dad and B's abuse, but either way, we were all pissed off and decided to leave. B decided to pass snarky remarks about ungrateful children ruining a birthday and ruining a family, while my dad stood awkwardly staring at us. That is when I snapped. I very loudly told B, mainly the rest of my family, if I'm being honest, that her and my dad were the ones ruining the family, that our entire life, her and my dad had abused and neglected my brothers and I, all while giving her children everything, buying them cars and paying for uni and flats for them, while making us have to work and provide for everything ourselves. Physically abusing us as kids, even when B's kids did something wrong, and them never getting any punishments, B kicking off anytime we spoke about our mom, Forgot to mention this part, but she hated us speaking about our mother. Like, she'd go insane and say we were disrespecting her for speaking about her, looking at her photos, asking our dad about her. What the fuck?
This woman is evil. Like, this is an evil woman.
Oh my God. So literally, you're just like, wow, I really miss mom. She was so nice. And then B's like, you're disrespecting her.
Like, imagine if like your mom passed and your dad was someone else, and like you're like, oh, my mom, I want to remember her, and your dad's like, no, don't remember. I was like, what the fuck?
No, like if that were to happen, I would be like, go fuck yourself. I can't say on camera what I would do because I'd go to jail. So.
I would go to prison.
Okay. After that, we left. So I don't quite know what went on, but I got messages from my grandparents and my auntie and uncle all saying that if it was true, that they had no idea and were hoping that us being together again would rekindle our relationship with our dad, but that I shouldn't have said all that in front of the entire family and that I should have handled it privately with my dad and B. I don't think I was in the wrong for saying what I did in front of who I did, and neither do my brothers, but other family members clearly think I am. So Reddit, am I the asshole for telling my dad's side of the family why I went no contact with him? No, you are not the asshole. Fuck all of them bitches. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, we understand that you were abused physically and emotionally and mentally for years by your own father and his new whore. But like, you know, you should have handled that more tactfully. Like, fuck you. What?
Okay, I sent the update.
Thank you. I'm like, do we want to give our takes now and then do the update, or do we want to go right to update and then thoughts?
I want to do update then thoughts because I feel like that'd be better for time.
Okay, that's fair. Un momento. I must adjust my glasses like a nerd. Okay. So, update. Firstly, thank you to everyone who left kind comments on my original post, and also to the people who shared their own abuse stories. I know even typing it out is tough, and I hope every single one of you are doing well now. So, I am so mad. Great start. Great start. I created a group chat with my dad's side of the family and sent them this post along with a copy and paste of what I said in case they didn't click the link, and also another message detailing some other abuse we had all suffered that I didn't want to include in the post. My brothers also did this, and the overall response was that they were pissed off at the replies more than the actual content of my post. Of course they did. My auntie's first response to seeing this post was, why are you posting family drama online for strangers to butt in and call us assholes when none of them know us? Not, oh my God, you were abused? Just, how dare these people on the internet think I'm a shitty person? She also went...
But you don't... Just quickly. Okay, but you answered your own question. We don't know you. She didn't give you your name. All we know is that you're auntie. We don't even know her name. Bitch,
no, literally, slow? Like if we saw you in the street, we wouldn't know it was you.
Like, are you? I continue. Let me not.
Are you dumb?
Like, let me just.
She also went off on me a bit because she saw some of my replies. One of them about how I was now suspected. They all knew all along, and had the fucking audacity to say you were always clothed, fed, and had a roof over your head, as if that makes all the abuse and neglect okay. And even those stupid points had conditions for the three of us. So, hi, Joe. Hope you're reading this update. Fuck you. Oh, we got a name. Yay. My gran said she didn't think it was as bad as that, basically admitting that she knew it was at least somewhat bad and did fuck all about it. She also suggested that we all sit down with my dad and talk, that your dad is a well-meaning man. No. This makes me even more angry that she tricked us into seeing our literal abusers again, considering she at least knew some of it. Overall, the close family, grandparents, aunties, uncles, outed themselves as shitty humans who knew the entire time at least some form of abuse and neglect was going on, but were more angry at me for outing it, especially to strangers online. That's really what pissed them off. And still believed that I had ruined my cousin's birthday party for airing out my dirty laundry. The three of us have blocked them all and no longer want anything to do with them. Thankfully, though, our older cousins and one auntie are on our side. My auntie said that she's disgusted at my dad, along with her other siblings, auntie and uncle, after finding out that they knew or at least suspected something was wrong with our childhoods and their responses to me sending the post, and has since apologized to my brothers and I for the way that we grew up. I really hope she's sincere and actually had no idea, so for now, we've gone to North Carolina with her. At least I think it's North Carolina. I don't know. 'Cause there were some lines in here that sounded like UK terminology,
like
but over here in the
uni,
States,
like uni, but then, but maybe the auntie lives in the States.
maybe, I don't know. The point is they've gone to the aunt, the good aunt. But we're also somewhat cautious because I'm still struggling to understand how she couldn't have known at all about anything if it was apparently a known secret in the family. I think we're going to keep this relationship as strictly an over-the-phone relationship, at least for now anyway. So yeah, TLDR, turns out the majority of my family are shitty abuse enablers who turned a blind eye to 3 kids getting abused their whole lives because at least we had food and shelter, and are still siding with said abusers because they apparently think outing abuse in public is worse than the abuse itself.
So, who's going first, me or you?
Can I guess I'll go. Can I just say, clothing and sheltering a child is the least you could fucking do in your job description as a parent or guardian. And just because you provided for their material well-being does not then grant you permission to hit them, to emotionally abuse them, neglect them, make them feel like shit, to torment them, to let other people torment them. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, this whole family sounds fucking rotten. Like, honestly, if the gran is like this and the other kids are like this, I'm not shocked the dad sucks. He had to get it from fucking somewhere. Like, oh my fucking God. The amount of, like, energy in this where it's like, they don't care that, like, there was harm going on. They just cared that their little fantasy of, like, a peaceful family was disrupted. Like, that's fucking sick. I hate this so much where it's like people who come out about the abuse that they've endured, especially in families, like they're treated like they're the problem because they're bringing light to something, to how they were harmed, and now they're the bad guy. Like, what the fuck do you mean? How about these psychos who, like, tormented these kids their whole lives, gave them jack shit, made them feel so unsafe and unloved? Like, I'm sick to my fucking stomach. And this man did it all for, like, a stepmom. Like, you were so into this woman that you let her and her kids run roughshod over your own kid. Oh my God, it's fucking Cinderella again. It's fucking Cinderella again, except the dad is still alive and he sucks too. Oh my God. You can go now. I might kill someone.
So, I remember, like, back in 2019, Ruby used to do this thing where they would have these writers.
Ruby's in it again.
Like, I'm going somewhere with this. Let me cook.
Meth. You're cooking meth, but okay.
I'm cooking meth. And Miles Luna was talking about how he saw Avengers Infinity War and how the backlash of Avengers Infinity War was like that the Soul Stone worked for Thanos because he killed Gamora, but he loved Gamora, and the critique was your abuser doesn't love you. I disagreed with that because I think that leads to more abuse being noticed. Because, like, oh, my dad can't abuse me, he loves me. I think, even though I still believe that, I think that this is the one situation where I feel like y'all three, your family does not love y'all. Your family hates y'all. Your family does not wish you good. Your family does not wish you well. Your family that has no love for you at all. So the three of you guys, y'all are each other's family. So that's who y'all is gonna have to be. You guys gonna have to have each other through this. Now, I don't know about your mom's family, your biological mom's family. Hopefully you can connect with them if they're around. But if not, like, y'all three is all y'all got. Y'all gonna have to stick together. And I feel I think we mentioned this with the first one, where it was like the sister and the mom fought about the surgery or whatever, and then she went to the hotel. I said, you already did the right thing by cutting contact. You three have already done the right thing by cutting them out of your lives and cutting the contact. You've done the hard part, but now you have to do the even harder part of like deconstructing that, like deconstructing your trauma, healing from it. And that doesn't have to look like therapy. That can just look like unpacking in whatever way works for you guys. But like, y'all are gonna have to, focus on yourselves and healing, and because that's really rough. And y'all really were robbed of not just your mother but your father. You didn't have a father. You had an abuser growing up, and an evil ass bitch stepmom, and two fuck ass evil stepchildren. I know we're not supposed to blame the kids, but I'm blaming the kids. So
I mean, like, the step siblings sound like demons, and I'm not gonna excuse them for their behavior, but I will say they probably got it from the stepmom and the dad, because you model your parents' behavior. So if you see your parents like tormenting your siblings, you're gonna go along with that. I mean, I think I even mentioned with the grandma, the way she was talking, like how the dad had to get his shittiness from somewhere. It's inherited. It's very much, or not necessarily inherited, but like you mirror your parents in that regard.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this is a very cut and dry example of like, your family is evil and you need to get away from them. Like, no contact.
Minus the few cousins and the one good auntie. Like, they can stay.
Child, even you might have to watch them. You never know.
That's true. The evil may run too deep.
And I feel like the daddy is already kind of woken up a little bit to like what he's lost. Like, these are...
Yeah, because that mentioned that he just kind of stood there stupefied. It's like, my guy, you being in shock over what you did isn't good enough. How about you atone?
And I really hate to say this, because I don't want the message or takeaway to be that because these are his biological children that he owed them to be treated better than the stepchildren. But what I am saying is, like, no child deserves to be abused or neglected. And I think it does make it worse that you've known these children their whole lives and they look to you for love and protection, and you failed. Not only did you fail to protect them, you actively went out of your way to cause them harm to impress another bitch. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like maybe I shouldn't bring up the mom, because then B might materialize beside me, like, don't dishonor her memory, whatever, she's a bitch. But like literally, like, what would, like, to the father, what would your late wife think? Like, what would the mother of your children say if she saw what you did to them? Like, what, are you okay with that? Like, how? I don't understand how you can do that to your own I mean, that's the thing. Shit like this happens all the fucking time, so I shouldn't be surprised. But I'm just like, what, on some level, you should have known this was wrong. And you did it anyway. You did it anyway, and I think that's what's fucking disgusting about this.
And I keep sticking on the point that, like, two boys and a girl, they all shared a room. And I know this might not be the biggest deal, but I do feel like it's a little bit of a glimpse of, like, just the psychological abuse and torture of it all. Like, to be a teenage boy, I can't speak to being a teenage girl, but to be a teenage boy, and, like, from a little bit of being a teenage girl that I've heard, to share a room with your brother and your sister, and you don't have no kind of privacy. You don't have
Yeah,
any kind
I
of
was thinking this
privacy at
too,
all,
like
and to be going
especially-
through your changes and shit, and you around you don't get no privacy. That must have been real terrible for them.
For like, think about like, I mean, not to get like too like into it, but like her periods, like all of like that shit, like that's sensitive for a girl. And you definitely know that the dad and the stepmom weren't helping her through that shit at all. She was probably fucking alone in all this shit. And not only is she going through all this and has no one guiding her, she has no privacy. Like, that's horrible for her and her brothers. Like, that's like, it is minor in regards to everything, but that's also shit that sticks with you for fucking life.
Forever. And it's like, mind you, and they know the importance of that because they gave the stepbrother and the stepsister their own room. I was like, okay, wouldn't it make more sense for the 3 brothers to share a room and then the 2 sisters to share a room?
Yeah, like do it by gender, but I guess no. I guess the stepchildren are too good to share a room with the peasants.
And it's just like,
they're just the help. They're the Cinderellas.
And it's like, how much money could they have really made if they could only afford a 3-bedroom house? They got 5 kids.
I mean, they mentioned before that like their parents had a lot of money. Like the dad made good money at work. The stepmom had money from her first marriage. Like that they weren't like poor, so they could. I mean, they mentioned trips that they took the stepkids on. But and they could have included like the dad's kids, but they chose not to. Like that is active and malicious.
And where is B's first husband? Is he dead or is he around? Because like what?
I was about to say, I'm not surprised that she's a divorcee.
Like I wonder. I really, really wonder. Like, what does he think if he's alive? Is he like down with this, or is he a deadbeat, or is he just dead? And I wonder if the parents' biological mother's family is around or involved. What do they think?
Ah, God, yeah. I mean, the fact that they weren't mentioned maybe it's just because they weren't the focus of it, but I don't know. I just feel so bad for these 3 kids. The solace I have in this is that because they went through this horrible shit, it has made their connection hopefully stronger. I mean, in ways it can fuck up your relationships, but I also feel like, just from how it's described, these 3 have each other's backs through fucking thick and thin. Like, even the fact that like the oldest one got an apartment and it wasn't even that big. There was only like 1 room, and he was like, so long as my siblings are out of that fucking house and away from the people tormenting us, it doesn't matter if we're all in a fucking broom closet together. Anywhere is better than where we're being actively harmed. That it both warmed and broke my heart, because it spoke to the love between these 3, that they were always going to look out for each other. But the fact that they had to do that at all is just, it hurts. It hurts so fucking bad. Like
the people looking out for them should have been their fucking parents.
And like these kids have lost their mom, they've lost their dad, and now they basically just lost like that side of their family. Like, these kids are alone in the world. They've only got each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's horrible.
And as a granny, I honestly feel like grannies are supposed to love their grandchildren more than the parents do. So the fact that you just sat idly by and were just like, well, I didn't think it was that bad, but you're going to hell. You're going
hellbound.
Like, Quasimodo couldn't even save you from the hellfire that you were going to experience. Like, okay. Like, Frollo couldn't even save you.
The souls of everyone in this family are far uglier than Quasimodo was ever made to feel.
Like, no, literally. Like,
these are all Judge Claude Frollos. My God.
But I the update at least seems positive, that like they've cut contact with the family completely.
Yeah, at least these 3 have each other's backs. I hope they all have fabulous lives where they're all like friends for life, and they have like I don't know whether they have like families and kids of their own. I hope they build like a cute little support network for themselves, like that's full of love and joy and happiness, where they're allowed to talk about their fucking mom.
Yeah, like I just what a crazy. And then because I feel like there's some other kind of weird abuse going on. They're 16 years old, 17 years old. You're watching them naked in the shower.
In a cold shower, so like they're being tormented, but also you are violating their privacy and just that's sick. That's some like when you brought up Jeanette McCurdy, that was not for no reason. Because there were like weird sexual undertones or overtones to that shit.
Like you weird dirty ass bitch. I hope B materializes next to me so I can beat that ass. Cause what the fuck, like
no, for real, that's a fucking demon. That's a devil in human form.
Like B and her raggedy ass husband need to be stripped down naked and just beat the fuck up. Cause girl, what the what? Oh, just disgusting.
The fact that like the dad was like that he would abuse the kids, and then after that be cold shower time. Like, oh my god! So these kids went through fucking gauntlets of torment
for some pussy. You're a sick man. You
sick man.
Abused your kids emotionally, physically, sexually for some cooch. You should be shot. You look bring back a firing. Where's the firing squad? Like, bring the firing squad here, bro. Like,
this is the one time I'm okay with your conservative part coming out because I agree.
And low key, that's why we will never be free, because our emotions are just like always just like retaliation, double the pain, more pain.
The brain says rehabilitation, but the heart says electric chair.
No, electric chair. Okay, I do need to find that meme.
God. Oh, fucking Jesus. What a way to end it, man. This is so depressing.
I don't know. Maybe I feel like we need to add a segment where we give a sentence to the OP. Like, what does the OP deserve? Like, what is the OP? And in this case, the OP deserves the Fields of Elysium. Like, because you've just been through so much. Like, you've just been through the ringer, and your fucking parents deserve the electric chair. Okay?
OP, you and your family deserve baskets upon baskets of cute puppies to hug and to hold and to cherish, and to also train to maul your father and stepmother.
I'm like, are puppies a gift?
Yes.
Okay.
Just roll with it. It's a white people thing. Just go with it.
Okay, because I'm just like a responsibility that I have to take care of and put money into as a gift. Okay. All right.
Why do you have to take it to the bleak place? Like,
I'm just saying, like, imagine if somebody dropped off a basket of babies to you, and you're just like, "Oh, it's babies." And it's like, okay, bitch, like, okay. I rolled with it.
Girl,
though.
shut
like,
the fuck.
I rolled with it.
Just shut the fuck up.
I don't know. Is it conservative to like say that you have to take care of babies? Ooh,
it's conservative that I'm about to kick your fucking ass because you won't shut the fuck up.
I just wanted to say, like, is it conservative to take care of your fucking kids? Sorry, my bad. Like,
no, it's gay though, which is why the father didn't do it.
Oh, that's true. That is a true statement.
Oh my god.
All right, so you can find me on most things at Maxwell Media Inc. Everything except OnlyFans. Don't do that. And you can find Thomas only on YouTube, but subscribe to
and
the
in
Patreon.
The depths of hell.
Yeah, that too. Give Thomas money, please. He doesn't
for
work
my
hard,
therapy for this,
but he does deserve it.
Okay.
I mean,
whatever gets me paid.
I feel like that's generous. And go buy the book. Go buy his book. Please go spend money on it.
Because I word good.
more money, more books may come soon if you buy more books. So
in 80 years.
Or 8 years.
I said 80.
Minus the 0.
No.
Anywho, this is the Do the Wrong Thing podcast.
I mean, the dad did the wrong thing. Oh.
The dad did the wrong thing 3 times.
Oh no!
So sorry. Okay, I was just kidding. The OPs are great.
No, it's worse. My thought was worse though, because I know you meant he abused each of the 3 children, but I thought you meant that the wrong thing was conceiving each of the 3 children.
No, that is what I meant.
Oh, so you are as sick as me. Okay.
No, I thought we agreed that is what I meant.
Oh my God. Okay, we should be shot anyway.
I'm trying to leave, but you just keep bringing us. Try to wrap it up.
I'm sorry. I think of funny things to say.
Look, okay.
Whatever. Good night, everyone.
Anywho, subscribe and the power protect you. Bye bye.